What's up, guys? Atapark here, and today I have a story I want to share with you guys. A story that is full of so many different lessons, but there is one in particular that I want you, the Raiders, to take out of this. Like I said, there are several different things that you can garner from this story, but for today, I want to focus in on the Raiders. There's some guild leadership, some raid leadership stuff in here, but I want to focus on the Raiders. Now, before I get into the story, I want to say, holy shit, man. In the last video that I put out, I said, hey, Legion's coming up. We're, teetering between 45 and 46 subs, and I would love to get to 50 subs before Legion hits. 30 days, let's do it. And I don't know what happened. I don't know how the hell it happened. I woke up and I had 51 subscribers. And, I joked about it with the last video that 51 subscribers is, and not to insult anyone, but it's chump change. Like, big deal. Like, 51 subs, who cares? Like, there are YouTube creators, content creators out there that have 1 million, 5 million, 10 million, it's just crazy amounts of millions of people and hundreds of thousands of people that are watching their content. But for me, at least 51 of you guys out there in this world of the 7-8 billion people are interested in this stuff. So I want to say thank you for everybody that's subscribed, that's liking and commenting on the videos. Hopefully, I'm giving it out there, a very heartfelt thank you. I appreciate it. It made my freaking day. Just waking up and being like, holy crap, who did I trick? What have I given up? What have I, part of my soul have I sold to the devil to just a 10% increase overnight of subscribers? So let's keep it going, guys. Just keep sending people here. And thank you. Now let's get on to the story, because this is a good one. This is a true story about as all of my stories are. So I really don't know why I threw that out there. But this is a story about when I was in the Marine Corps. So I have mentioned a few times that I was with the 15th Marine Expeditionary Unit. Now, MEUs, as they're called, MEUs, Marine Expeditionary Units, are the smallest group that can fight a war. And as such, they kind of pull Marines from different areas of the Marine Corps. So they'll basically, a MEU will go to different parts of the Marine Corps and say, hey, we need you guys to give up a certain amount of your Marines that will go to the MEU for a period of time. Generally one deployment, sometimes more. So the interesting thing is, once you get back from the MEU into your parent unit, whatever that may be, in my case, 9th Communication Battalion, you have guys that have a vast amount of experience. Guys that may have gone in with no deployment experience, or maybe, in my case, when I went, I had one deployment under my belt in Iraq. And you come back with so much experience and so much just knowledge and things that you've learned, because you're so small in this unit, you have to work and put out. So when I was in 9th Com Battalion, the guys from, I want to say it was the 13th or the 17th MEU, came back. And these guys went to the MEU as Lance Corporals. They were entry level. For those of you that aren't into military terminology, they were entry level, maybe been in the Marine Corps a year, maybe 2 years. And then they come back, and these guys are corporals and sergeants, and they have, deployments under their belt and so much knowledge. And one of the guys that was with them was, I want to say, Sergeant Phillimore. The guys called him Sergeant P because Phillimore, he's, when you're calling stuff out and there's, 10, 15 guys in the room, it's a mouthful to say. So, Sergeant Phillimore, Sergeant P, he was a nice guy. He was super nice. he was a little bit older than his peers. Generally, as a sergeant in the Marine Corps, you're looking at anywhere between, if I had to throw out an average, like 22 to 25 years old. This guy was in his early 30s, which is old in the Marine Corps. You figure you have guys that are retiring at 38 years old. But he was a really nice guy. He was very well liked. A little goofy, but he was a nice guy. He was very competent in his job. He was extremely knowledgeable, and he did a good job of teaching you your job. So he would say, hey, here's a trick I learned, when we were out in Dubai or in, Singapore or in Japan or, whatever. We were out in Kuwait and I saw this and you should really use it. And, he would do a good job of passing on that knowledge. He was really good about checking on Marines, making sure that, the lance corporals such as myself at the time, that the barracks were clean, they were in order, that everything worked, that the rooms were being well maintained, that there were no issues. Technically speaking, the Marine Corps considered Sergeant Fillmore to be an outstanding Marine. He did almost everything that was right. And for the most part, Fillmore was an outstanding Marine. With one exception. He had one flaw, and it was a major one. For whatever reason, Sergeant Fillmore he could not take charge and lead Marines. As a sergeant, you are expected to take charge and lead when you are around other Marines, other corporals, lance corporals, privates, etc. And he had corporals and lance corporals that were running shop around this guy. And that is, you think you go into work and your boss is there, but you're the one in charge. You're the one telling him what to do. Sergeant Fillmore did not have, and I don't know if I've mentioned it before. If not, it's an important thing for leaders to think about. But he did not have what I call this fire, this aggressiveness to take charge and lead Marines. And I don't know why. I don't know if it was because of his age, if it was because of the gap in age between him and everybody else, and him wanting to be liked. Like I said, he was a goofy dude. He wasn't, the most hip, the most popular guy. He wasn't that kind of guy. He was. Instead of going out partying on the weekends, he would go up to San Diego, San Francisco. He would go to museums. He wasn't this uber popular guy that would go out drinking when everybody else was. He was at just a different pace of life, and he didn't have that fire. And because of that, he wasn't able to capture people's attention and keep them focused on whatever mission we were trying to do. Like I said, you would have lance corporals and corporals that are beneath him on the totem pole that are running shop around him and telling him what to do. And like I said at the beginning, there's a ton of different, lessons that you can learn from that story. Obviously for you raid and guild leaders, the clear lesson is you have to have that fire. It is not something that is optional. You have to have it. But we're not going to talk about that. Instead, what I want to talk about here is the lesson that you, or apparently the dog that wants to play, the lesson that you, the lance corporal, the private first class, even the corporal that may have just been promoted could learn from Sergeant Fillmore. And that is this. Sergeant Fillmore was a great Marine. Sergeant Fillmore was not a good leader. That was his mistake. That was his flaw, his fault. So what you can do as a Marine is to look at what does and doesn't work for Sergeant Fillmore. What didn't work for him, he didn't have that fire. So you as a lance corporal who may be getting promoted may look and say, I need to have that fire. I need to be able to walk into a room, pull my dick out and go to town. I need to be able to take charge, to be that guy that can get shit done. And what this means for you, the Raider, is this. through all that story, what I want you guys to take away isn't to pull your dick out and get shit done. But I want you to learn from the mistakes of others. And it is much easier when you have raw data in front of you. When you, as a raider, see someone die and you can pull up recount or SCADA or details or whatever your damage meter of preference is, and you can look at the death and go, what the hell killed that dude? Okay, how would I handle that situation? We talked about, I'm trying to remember, I haven't done it in so long, the council fight in Hellfire Council, where if you are doing it on Mythic with the numbers, you have, and I don't remember what it is because I haven't done it in a bit of time, a 40% chance, a 45% chance of being selected to get the Reap debuff. So these are the things that you can learn and you go, okay, how would I handle it? How would this other guy handle it based on, he failed in this. How can I handle it so that I don't fail? When you're looking at issues and what's going on and people that are screwing up, you can learn from their mistakes. And instead of making them, you have already planned ahead because you're looking at where they're screwing up. So that is my advice for you, the raider, is learn from everybody else's mistakes. Find out why people are dying. Look at the logs. Look at World of Logs, Warcraft logs, Ask Mr. Robot. Figure out what's killing the majority of the raid. And then sit there and go, okay, how would my character handle this? Do I use Dispersion? Do I use Blink? Do Ice Block? Do I bubble myself as a paladin? What abilities do I have that can negate what's killing the shit out of everybody else? With that being said, hopefully you guys like what I'm saying here. If you do, you guys know the deal. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Both of those things encourage me a great deal to continue to put out stuff like this. I love seeing those numbers bump up. My Twitter is in the description box below, and I've said this on several videos, but I'll say it again. If you, the raider, guild leader, raid leader, raider, just general guy that has a leadership question or a rating question, comment, concern, something that you want me to cover, I would be more than happy to give my 2 cents, whatever it's worth, to talk about a topic if you guys find it interesting, if you would like my input on it. With that being said, guys, once again, thank you so much for watching this. Thank you guys that have subscribed, and until next time, I'll see you.